Hello everyone, this is Linda with Linda Suplants for you. I want to welcome everyone back to my channel, and those of you that are new here, I welcome you as well. I'm so happy to have you, and I hope you enjoy my videos. One of the things that I want to do today, well, the only thing I want to do today is give you a quick update on my begonias. I've been having a problem with my Lucerna, as some of you know, and I still am not sure. Well, yeah, I take that back. I have the problem solved where that's concerned, but I do have some things that I have to do with that plant yet, which one of them is cutting off some damage on one of the leaves or two of the leaves. But for the most part, we've got it figured out. And I apologize for that phone in the background. These are political calls. They call all day long. I cannot turn it off because it's my mom's only lifeline to me in an emergency. So I apologize for that. But moving along, I've got so much new growth on my begonias. I can hardly believe it. And most of it's been in the last month. So I'm going to try and do a close-up here. And hopefully without making anybody dizzy, I'm just gonna, when I put my camera on zoom, even if I back away, it gives such a jerky motion when I go to edit and I'm looking at it. It's like, what is going on? So I haven't mastered that, but okay. So I don't know the names of all my begonias, and to be honest with you, that to me is not important, only because a lot of times it will depend on what grower you buy it from. I mean, I've had two begonias that are identical to each other, and if you look up the botanical name, it's the same, but then the other name is different. So the common name, and that just depends on, you know, how much hybridizing they've been doing, or how much, if they've been, you know, cross-breeding, and that's not the right term, but that's what comes to my head. So I don't worry too much about that. And those of you that know me know that already. So let's just get down to the beauty of this plant, shall we? I mean, look at these leaves. Are they not gorgeous? I cannot believe the detailed beauty in these leaves of this plant, of any of these. And I wanted a Maculata Wightii for about 2 years. I was looking for one that was reasonably priced, and I finally found one at Steve's Leaves, and I'm going to try and slowly pan over and show you that. Okay. That's the one I got from Steve's Leaves. And that's pretty healthy, right? It's doing really well. Unfortunately, one night when my hubby went to turn off this light for me, he knocked this lampshade off into this plant and broke off about 6 of the leaves. So I have those in water. I'm hoping I can re-root those. But then we moved to this one, which is the one I got at Walmart last spring. And this thing is growing like crazy. I just took some cuttings from it, and since I did that, it's really taken off. The leaves on this thing are very long, very healthy, very dark green, and well, see, now I didn't notice this. I didn't know this was on here. Now I'm going to have to address that. I think that might be a watering issue, though. Okay. And there's little shoots coming up all over on the bottom here. New shoots. And the best part of all is this right here. I've got a flower coming. And actually it'll be probably a cluster of flowers. But I was so excited to see that yesterday. I can't wait until it blooms. This begonia, this is a Rex begonia. Now the difference between these, you know, the Lucerna and, well, most of these up here are, in fact, all of these that I have on the top of my table are cane begonias, with the exception of these two. This one, some of you might remember, is the one I had in my dining room that I dumped on the floor. It fell off. I had it on a stand and it fell off, landed on its head, and I thought I lost it, and I actually did. I just broke this. I was down to no leaves, and I just left it in the southeast window and waited for something to happen. I put a tiny bit of water in it every once in a while just to give it a little moisture, and lo and behold, I started to see a little life. And look what's happening now. Now I know that if I had this plant in the south window, it would be probably twice the size. But I'm okay with the growth that I have because I don't have a lot of room. And so I don't need it to grow really big really fast. I just enjoy the process of watching it grow. So I'm okay with that. Now, this is another cane begonia. I also do not know the name of that. I don't think it's on this tag, but let me just check. Well, it's called an angel wing. I've seen several different angel wings that don't look like this, so I'm not sure what this is, to be honest with you. But this too has new growth. You can see right there. And this is another Rex. This too I almost lost. This was down to one leaf, and that leaf has grown big and beautiful, and it's got another leaf and more growth coming. I want to show you my Lucerna here. Let's see if I can get these out of the way. And I've got this on this cute little plant stand. I don't know if you can see this. It's a little chair, a metal chair. I just thought that was the cutest thing, the neatest thing, and so I'm using that for my plants. And bear with me. With my one arm here, it's a little difficult to move things, but I manage. Whoops. Okay. This is my my Lucerna. This was from, actually several of these plants were from Susie, from Suzette's Gardens. If you haven't checked her out, you should do so. She's got gorgeous plants, and many of them. And she's very knowledgeable. Alright, so this was from Susie. I got this about a year ago. And this is my Lucerna. And as you can see, it's doing really well right now. For a while there it wasn't. The leaves were getting pale, and I wasn't sure what the problem was. And so what I did is I took it out of here, away from my other begonias, and I put it in my dining room on the table by itself. I haven't repotted it yet, although I was going to, but I started to see it was perking up. So I cut those two bad leaves off of there, and I've been just kind of keeping a really close eye on it. I did do my alcohol mixture spray on her, and that varies the amounts that I use depending on what plant I'm putting it on. On this one, I did use it, it was about half alcohol and half water and a few drops of dish soap. And I do use distilled water, by the way. And I soaked it down and I let it sit for a few minutes, for a little while, and then I went back and hosed it all off. And whatever was wrong with it is not wrong with it anymore. It's any little damage you see there was there before. So I think I found the problem with this particular plant, and I believe it might have been spider mites because it was touching my fry deck, which did end up having spider mites after all that ado that I made over that plant. I do believe it was spider mites in the end, even though there were no webs. I think I just caught it in time. So that one is on the mend as well. But I wanted to get back to this one because I had asked, my viewers about it, and I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. So thanks for those of you that offered your suggestions, and here we are. She's doing good again. I'm so excited. My begonias, you all know how much I love my begonias. I am getting to the point, though, where I don't think in fact, I can tell you for sure I'm not going to be purchasing any more Rex begonias. I'm going to keep what I have, and I'll keep them going as long as I can. But they're a lot more work than the cane begonias. They're a lot fussier, both in light and room temperature and watering. And I just don't want to work that hard on one plant. Now I've got two. Let's see if I can get a close-up down here for you. On the bottom of this table, I've got a grow light, and I've got two more begonias. And as beautiful as they are, like I say, they're a lot of work. You just have to be so careful with the watering, and I don't know. I'm just not into them. Did you ever have that happen where you really, really liked a species of plants and for a period of time, and then for some reason you just lost interest? That's what's happening here with me with these. So, I mean, I'm not going to let them die or throw them out or anything, but I'm not excited about them anymore either. Contrary to my cane begonias, these are they give me so much joy, and they're so beautiful. And like I said, they were growing leaps and bounds over the last month, so I guess fall is their best growing time, unless you have them out in the full sun. I know a lot of people take these outside in the summer and put them in full sun or bright light and warm and humidity, and they grow like weeds. But like I said, I don't like putting plants outside and bringing them in, because every time I do that I have an issue, either with spider mites or some critter gets in my plants, and I ended up bringing it in the house, and it happened again last year. So yeah, I have one plant that I took outside. I take that back. I have two out there that I have to bring in. And that's going to be enough, because I want to make sure I hose them down really, really good and get all of the original dirt off and spray them and make sure there can't possibly be anything living on it, including any eggs, before I bring them back in, because I don't want to go through that again. All right, so that's it for this. I just wanted to give you an update on my Lucerna and show you that I'm getting a flower on my Maculata Wightii. I can't even tell you how exciting that is for me. Like I said, I wanted that plant for 2 years, and they were so expensive. And when I found that one at Walmart, and it was, I don't remember, I want to say $15 maybe. I was in a pot, in a ceramic pot. So, and it was the beginning of spring. So it was very cold, and I thought, oh my goodness. And this one plant was stuck in a bunch of other plants that I knew would make it. I knew they were hardy, you know, to a certain temperature. So, but that day it was so cold and damp and windy, and I just thought, oh my goodness, these plants are all going to die. So I took that one Maculata that was there, and there was only one, and I brought her home, and I thought, well, what do I got to lose? $15, you know. So I brought her home, and there she is. So just wanted to share that with you, and then of course all my other ones. And then one other thing I wanted to tell you about is my Calathea Ornada, and I know that you guys, everybody pronounces it different. Calathea, and that is right here. Let me see if I can get some brighter light on here. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. And the story behind that one is long, and I have it on another video. So if you want to go back and look through my other videos, you'll hear that story. And she needs water right now. But there it is. Come on, arm. There we go. Do you see it? She's getting another leaf. I am so excited about this. Susie, I have you to thank. I almost threw this plant away. I was so frustrated with it. It was one that I purchased one, I killed it. I purchased a second one, and I think I killed it. I think this is my third one. And I thought, well, 3 strikes and you're done. So this was down to 1 leaf. And it was like that for almost a year. Truly, almost a year. Well, Susie from Suzette's Garden says, try putting it in a plastic bag and see what happens. So I did. And nothing happened, and nothing happened, and nothing happened. And all of a sudden, after a couple of months, there it was, a second shoot coming up. So now I got 1 leaf and 1 shoot. So I left it in there for a little longer, and then when that shoot got to be about 4 or 5 inches, I believe it was when I took it out of the bag. And I kept a really close eye on it. And now look at it. I've got 4 existing leaves and another new shoot. I'm shocked. But I'm so excited. That is a hard plant to keep alive. And people who raise Calatheas or Calatheas know that. They know how hard those plants are to keep alive and to keep healthy. And I was doing fine with the rest of mine, but when that happened to that one, I was devastated. So I gotta just tell you, that made my day. When I saw that on there this morning, I was like, oh my God, I gotta do a video and share this with my plant friends. Because those of you that have been with me for a while, you'll remember and you'll understand. And I'm sure you'll be as happy for me as I am. And that's what I love about the plant world. You guys are just you're such good friends. And isn't it funny to have that kind of a rapport with someone that you've never even met? But people I find in the plant world, most of them are very kind and caring people. And I guess you have to be if you're going to raise plants. because there's no one else to do it if you're not there doing it, you know. So, and they need a lot of attention to look good. So I guess that might be why. But anyway, that's my Calathea table. And oh, and I wanted to update you also on this this watermelon peperomia. And I'm so sorry, I should have wrote down the name, but if you go back through my last video, or the one right prior to this, there was a gal in there that said something about the magnesium and, oh, eggshells. She said that she saw it on another person's video, so you'll get two names there. And she said that that gave her the idea to use the eggshells, the crushed eggshells. And I've seen a lot of videos with those crushed eggshells being used for the magnesium or calcium. And I've heard pros and cons. Mostly, there aren't really any cons other than it takes a while. You almost have to grind them up. And this particular gal said that she was using it with some success, but that it was slow going. But it's okay, because by her bringing that up to me, it made me remember that I haven't put any calcium or magnesium in my plants in a while, and I do it with Epsom salt, and that works almost immediately. You can see the change within a few days. So this morning I did water her with Epsom salt, and I threw that water in a couple of my other plants that we're getting a little chlorotic, and for those of you that don't know what that means, without going into the scientific explanation, when you have leaves on your plants where you can see the veins, but the color in the leaves is fading, that's usually a sign of being chlorotic, and it's usually because of lack of some type of mineral. So, you know, I'm not the plant expert. I tell you guys all the time, my disclaimer, I do what works for me, and I pass on what works for me. So I always encourage people to do their own research just to make sure that you're getting correct information. And you should do that all the time anyway. We should never just take one person's word for something, because sometimes we're very well-meaning, and we might misspeak or, you know, have a brain cramp. You know, you just never know. So it's always good to get a second opinion on things. Okay, so there is my watermelon peperomia. I got that the same day that I got my Begonia Maculata Wightii at Walmart. Same place. And as I said, the weather was really horrible, so it's a little worse for wear. It's got a few dings and stuff in it, but it's okay. I mean, right now the leaves are cupping because it needed water, and I didn't get to it soon enough. So that is something that we're going to address. I'm going to start paying real close attention to this plant, because I don't want to lose this one like I did my other one. And then again, I believe that these markings are on here, and the thing that looks like the leaves are chewed up, I believe we figured out that that was due to the lack of magnesium. So what I do is I put a heaping tablespoon of straight Epsom salt into a gallon of distilled water and dissolve it, shake it up, and I water my plants with that. And it helps in other ways too. It perks them up. So, all right, I think that's going to be it for today. I'd like to do a plant tour for you guys for fall, but because of my not being able to use my left arm too much, that's not probably going to happen. So I'm letting you know ahead of time. Don't look for that. I'm trying to bring as much content as I'm physically able to. It feels really good to just be able to do what I'm doing, and I'm so glad to be back on my feet again and in the world. I should probably touch on this before I go. This is my Monstera Deliciosa. This is the one that I got from Susie. a while ago, and I had it up behind my sofa. You'll remember you can see it in my living room tour. And although I had the bright light on it, the LED lights, 2 of them, it wasn't enough. And I was surprised at that, because I've seen these plants grow in a low to moderate light, but this one did not like that. So I had my husband grab it down for me, and I put it down here with my other monstera that's doing really well. And to be honest with you, I think there's less light here than there was where I brought it from. So I just don't understand what the deal was. But you can see I'm starting to get the fenestrations in the upper leaves, and it wasn't doing anything. They were there for quite a while, and nothing was happening. And now all of a sudden it's starting to flourish again. So yay! So I've got my 2 monsteras here, and they're living the good life, I guess. Alright, so that's about it. The rest of it you guys have seen a million times. My string of pearls back there, and my other string of, not string, my Stramanthe baby bunny bellies, baby belly bunnies. Oh, I don't know which order that goes in, but it doesn't matter, I guess. That's a beautiful plant too. It's got a lot of leaves, and they're all the way down to the floor. I've taken cuttings from my girls, and it's just a very healthy plant, and it really likes it there. So yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's all we need to talk about for today. I'm going to go edit this and get it up on YouTube so that you all can enjoy it, and then I'm going to start working on my plans and getting some things accomplished here, hopefully before dinner time, so that I can bring you my dining room tour that I've been promising you for so long, but haven't been able to do. So hang in there, you guys. Better days are coming. And Trisha, if you're listening, there really is a silver cloud lining in every cloud. So hang in there, honey. We're all rooting for you and praying for you, and life is good. We're gonna be okay. We're all gonna be okay. All right, my friends, you have a good day. Take care of those plant babies, and come back and check out my channel for the latest video. If you haven't subscribed and you would like to see more, then hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell, because that will let you know, that will notify you, right? The notification bell. And it'll give you 3 options to choose from: none, all, or personal. You want all. Okay? And that all that does is it gives you it shoots you like not a text, but it'll just come up as a notification and let you know that I posted a video. You can choose to click on it or not. You can open it or not. So up to you. Okay? All right, my friends. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks again for coming. Bye-bye now.